Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about Season 1 of Percy Jackson. So, before we head into our thoughts and feelings on Season 1 of Percy Jackson on Disney+, we're most likely maybe going to have some spoilers in here, so, and, do we want to have book spoilers? I don't think we'll necessarily have book spoilers, like, I guess for the series, the book series as a whole, because we've only read the book series once, correct? We've only read it once, so there's like a lot of details I can't remember about the series as a whole, so I think there's a good chance we probably won't really have like series spoilers, but like in regards to like the first book, I guess, you know, but either way, the show will probably definitely have spoilers. Books may be hit or miss here, if that makes sense. So yeah, Stephanie, how did you feel about Season 1 of Percy Jackson on Disney+?
Yes, we should start off by saying that we are fans of the movie version. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, minority opinion, I suppose.
I mean, not like hardcore fans.
Yeah, because we saw the movies first before we even read the books.
Did we?
Yes.
I'd started reading them before.
Well, I don't know about you, but I definitely had not. I definitely had not read the books prior to seeing like the movies, and I liked the movies. I thought they were fine. You know, I thought they were okay. I didn't really have a problem with them like a lot of other people did.
But for me too, though, I definitely don't remember anything from the books. You'll ask me, oh, that happened in the book, that didn't. So for any of my things, I don't remember anything that happened in the book. Yeah, so I'm not a good judge but what's the difference between the books.
It's been a long time
15 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've read the books. So that's why I was saying spoilers for the books may be hit or miss, because I can't remember the books that good.
Read them.
Yeah, I would love to reread the books, though, because I remember really liking them, especially kind of the ones later in the series, you know.
I did like the show. I'm not crazy about it. Yeah. I do like it just for it's fun, family friendly, easy to watch.
Yeah. It's nice to be back in the world.
Yeah. But I'm not too crazy about it. At times I would find it a little boring. I mean, there was like too much walking and talking.
Frodo, like this is Law and Order or something.
Frodo and his crew had more exciting things in Fellowship of the Ring on their walk than Percy and his crew had on their walk.
What a comparison.
Like, I just feel like there wasn't much that was happening between destinations, you know?
Yeah.
And at times it was like I paid attention, but at times I felt like my
attention would wander a little bit.
Wandering. I still, though, enjoyed it. I thought acting was good and everything, and
I think
visually it looked nice.
I think chemistry between the actors has potential to grow.
Yeah, it's
hopefully
it's not. It's there.
But
I don't think it's strong.
I guess our first big book spoiler, because if you've read the books, Annabeth and Percy are a thing. And I think that's kind of one of my big issues with this first season. I wasn't getting a lot of chemistry from them. I
felt like they were trying and it felt a little forced.
Yeah, I mean, because the two actors they had playing Percy and Annabeth, I think they're really good. But yeah, they're very young actors, and a lot of times when you're trying to do romance with very young actors, it's a little awkward, which, you know what, it's kind of supposed to be.
It's awkward for us and them.
Yeah, it's awkward for us as a viewer and for them. So I think there's potential for, as they are getting older and they're getting with these characters and getting more comfortable, I think there is potential for there to be more chemistry between, like, Percy and Annabeth. You know, but yeah, this first season, like, I wasn't like, well, I'm loving it, you know? But yeah, I felt the same way with this first season. I liked it. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It's really fun. But yeah, like you were saying, sometimes it just, the pacing was really weird with this show a lot of times. Considering this is a children's, like, action-adventure story, yeah, too much walking and talking.
There wasn't much action and adventure.
Yeah, this is like an action-adventure type of story, and you're on this journey with Percy and Grover and Annabeth as they're encountering all these Greek gods and goddesses and monsters, and it's supposed to be just all crazy and wild and insane, and just this happening, this like in the book, there's constantly always something happening.
Though I don't remember much, I feel like there was more like just mythical creatures, maybe.
Yeah,
or just more happening.
Yeah, and like closer together is the thing too. So yeah, if I had a big complaint with this show, like we're saying, too much walking and talking, I needed things to be a little bit more condensed and tighter focused, you know, because the walking and talking wouldn't have been so bad, because that's where you get the character stuff, you know, like where they're coming from, what their points of view are, you know.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's just, it's too lengthy. Some of the scenes were just too lengthy.
And it was going in from one talky thing
into another. Yeah, it's like,
so like for instance, like on the highway.
Oh god, yeah.
You know, there was that talky thing, and then they met
Aries.
Yeah. And it went into a whole nother talky.
Yeah. It's like I needed just things to be just a little more condensed. Because how many episodes was this? Was this 8 episodes? Correct? I'm almost wondering if 8 episodes might have been too much. Because at first I was thinking, oh, 8 episodes is too little. You know? But then, yeah, once we kind of started getting into it, I was like, I just don't know if 8 episodes, it might have been a little too long, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, I just needed things a lot more tighter, and just not so much walking and talking. I was here for all the fun and the adventure, and yeah, I definitely want the character moments in there, you know, because that's how you get to know them and their personalities and their quirks, and that's how their relationships form. But yeah, the book was just much more action packed and just constantly moving, I think.
And also the ending was kind of lackluster.
Yeah,
it was like it ended and. I didn't even realize it ended. It's also sleepy, but also I didn't realize it ended because nothing really happened. The battle between Percy and Luke,
yeah,
was kind of like,
it felt kind of anticlimactic. I felt like a lot of the show was a bit anticlimactic, and once again, we liked the movies. Unpopular opinion, we liked the movies. Even though the movies,
fast-paced, even though the
even though the movies had some flaws, I think they popped out the story in a nice way that had a nice even pace to it, and things were constantly going. And I felt like it had a lot of really good action and adventure to it, and like a really climactic, shocking ending. And I wasn't shocked. I mean, yes, we've read the books. We know the direction Luke is going. That, you know, he's the one who betrayed everybody, you know, but it's like there's still like no shock value to me. I don't know. And another thing, this is freaking Greek mythology. I'm here for the Greek gods and goddesses, okay?
There's like what, 4?
And I mean, I feel like they were in the book like more heavily, and like everybody has their episode where they get to shine, but I feel like they don't get to shine enough. Like, they kind of just have, like, literally, like, one scene. I mean, for crying out loud, you have freaking Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he's, like, in one scene.
And, like, there's so much, too, like, in the camp, and that's where you kind of see the gods there more.
But, yeah, like, Lin-Manuel Miranda, a waste. And the thing is, it's not a problem with the casting. I think they have great actors doing these roles, and they're doing what they can with, like, the 5 minutes they have in every episode. You know? And that's kind of the unfortunate thing. Because, once again, there's so much walking and talking, and then you finally do get to the God of the Week. You know? Because that's how it is in the book. It's like the God of the chapter. You know? So it's like that in the show, God of the Week. And by the time you do get to whatever God it is, they're like in it literally for like 5-10 minutes. And the rest of the episode was spent like just walking and talking and like nothing else really going on. You know, and it sucks. So yeah, like there's a lot of, I think, potential for things to definitely get better.
I think we're like in the origin. Season 1 was the origin.
The origin season,
and origins suck. And so now that we're kind of through with most of that, then second season will be more like. I
feel like the god they did the best with was Aries, because Aries was in several. He was in several episodes, you know. And then I think the only other god I really liked what they did with Medusa.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say she was in it,
but
a fair amount.
Yeah, I really like what they did with Medusa, because they definitely changed that up, because in the book she's just straight up like a monstrous monster.
Made her more
you know, and they made her much more sympathetic and understandable, because I mean that's the whole big thing with the Medusa story. She's raped by Poseidon, right? She is raped by Poseidon, and he curses her with the hair of snakes. You know, so they kind of get into that, you know, how effed up the gods are, how they treat the women in mythology. You know, so I like how they did that and made Medusa much more sympathetic and understandable why she is the monster that she is. You know, so it's kind of tragic when she's beheaded there. What else would you like to talk about? I feel like we're doing a lot of complaining, but I like the show. You know. It's like I just want to get out kind of my frustrations with it, you know?
In terms of characters, I don't know if I necessarily have like that standout character. Like I feel like I need another season. I was gonna say
I quite liked Grover.
I think like I like Grover the best, because then even in the movies, Grover was my favorite.
Yeah,
I have like third character syndrome.
Yeah.
Because like Ron's my favorite character of the trio. Grover's my favorite character of the trio. Like even in the books.
As far as like the technical things of this show, because we've been talking about just kind of the writing and directing, I feel like as far as like some of the technical things, I think like the special effects were pretty good. Now you can definitely tell when they were trying to hide certain things, like Cerebus. You know, Cerebus, they
could see his front head.
They were down there in the underworld, and they had a lot of fog going on to kind of hide some of the special effects with Cerberus, because you most kind of just had the head, you didn't get much of like the body, you know, so that was kind of like clever little ways, you know, like we'll do what we can with the budget that we have, you know. I thought the underworld was pretty cool. You know, his Dark Materials, because his Dark Materials was an HBO Max show, and that had a huge underworld sequence as well that lasted for episodes, and that had a rather cheapness kind of going on, because the budget went all towards the series finale, and I think Percy Jackson kind of had a similar sort of thing, that it still looked fine, but still kind of a cheapness. They were kind of trying to make do with what they needed to make do with, you know, but still, I think the special effects were fine on this show. They did what they could. I think some stuff was fairly practical in some areas. But yeah, I mean, then they made it like this world was large, you know, because they're sitting there trekking across America, aren't they? Yeah. You know, people complained about this with Game of Thrones. You know, one episode so-and-so would be over here down in King's Landing, and all of a sudden they're up here in the north, you know. Percy Jackson kind of had the same issue. That all of a sudden they're here, and all of a sudden they're here. Like all of a sudden they're at the Empire State Building. In the finale. It's like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Once again, I feel like we're just doing a lot of complaining. We like the show. It's like I feel like my frustrations, because my frustrations are outweighing the things that I like, you know. But it's like I see potential. That's just it. I'm seeing potential that we can, you know, hopefully, because I definitely want this to get a second season, because the second book, I love the second book.
I just think we need. I hate introductions and stuff. And
introductions.
That's things that I hate the most. So yeah, I think we're past that. When we're past the awkward phases, the kids are getting along now. So maybe I can delve into more, and then maybe the writers and producers, whoever, you know, will see things, you know, the show's done with, and be like, oh, this is things we can improve on and whatnot. Definitely, I see potential for Annabeth and Percy to develop and grow, hopefully. Since they're child actors, there's only so much you can require of your child actors, you know. Yeah, special effects. If this show is really well received, which I think it was, I you know, they'll get more and more budget. You know, if the popularity keeps going up, you know, that's all you can hope for Disney Plus. So hopefully it doesn't get canceled like the movies did. Yeah, I definitely need more gods and goddesses. Use the actors that you have. You know. Oh Lord, that was sad with Lance Reddick, you guys. Dang, didn't even use him. Poor Lance Reddick. Now he's gone. Yeah, poor Lance Reddick. A great Zeus, I think. He was very scary. I don't remember, he would have been cool. I don't remember. To continue on. Yeah, I don't remember Zeus being scary. You guys, is it just me? He has a friendly face, but he's scary. He's very menacing. Well, I mean, he is Zeus. He needs to be kind of a little frightening and scary. Yeah. It's not Hercules Zeus. Yeah. Disney's Hercules. Disney. He's all like, I do have to say, you guys, I was totally here for Toby Stevens. As Poseidon. Okay. Not gonna lie. Stephanie doesn't understand. And I discovered today that the
the showrunners of Black Sails, which Toby Stevens was in Black Sails, the showrunners of Black Sails are the showrunners like of this show.
Oh, really?
Which I did not know that because I saw an article today.
From Black Sails to Percy.
Because I saw a funny article today because they were the showrunners of Black Sails, which was, you know, a big pirate show, and they did a lot of stuff out on the ocean and with boats. And, you know, the next book, that's kind of their, like, that's kind of the
water
book.
territory.
That's water territory, you know, because they're kind of doing like the Odyssey in there. And so they were joking around, you know, oh, we're going to be back out on boats and ships in the sea, and we wanted to get away from that after doing Black Sails, you know, so they're kind of going back to that. So that was a funny article because I didn't realize that the showrunners of that did that. So that's how Toby Stevens got in the show to begin with, I think. Plus the girl doing Medusa, because she was in Black Sails too. I loved her. Ooh, maybe you'll get more Black Sails people. I'm all for that, you guys. Oh, okay, is that it?
Yeah.
I guess that's it. We like this show. Yes, it looks like we don't, but we liked it. Because I am definitely really excited for a second season. I really, really strongly hope we get another one. So that's it.
There's not really nothing that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's kind of sticking around.
Yeah.
Everything's like one season and done.
Yeah, we need something that'll stick around for multiple seasons.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Percy Jackson is Disney Plus's hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't rank on a scale of 1 to 10 Mickey ears. What would you give season 1 of Percy Jackson?
Jesus.
Maybe about a 7.
I was going to say 7.
I think about a 7. That way it gives it some leeway to rise up.
But not a bad 7.
Yeah, not a bad 7. Yeah. So that's it. That is it for our thoughts and feelings on Percy Jackson. In the comments below, definitely share your thoughts and feelings about this season of Percy Jackson. Were you like us? Do you kind of want a little bit more, but you definitely see potential in the future? So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.